808s and Joysticks with Tom Stone and Tairell Hayward-Brown.
Welcome to 808s and Joysticks. This is the Christmas special. This is a Christmas special where we're going to be discussing what's been happening over the last decade or so. We're going to be breaking down the games of the decade, console of the decade, TV series, films of the decade, and of course, music of the decade, which is obviously something that is so passionate. Doesn't get as much shine as usual on some of our shows, but the music here is something that we're so passionate about that I think we're going to have a great discussion on that. So, yeah. Let's get started. I know you want to just give a quick rundown of the consoles and whatnot. I don't know if you just want to start us off, Tom, with a console rundown.
Yeah. So, like Tyrell's just said, it's been an interesting year, but also a decade, and we've decided that we're going to run down the whole decade because why not? Personally, for us, it's been an interesting decade. A lot's changed. We started the show, obviously. We're coming up to nearly 2 years now. So,
yeah,
it's been, even massive difference.
Even in that, Tom, we're not even in the same cities that we grew up in anymore. We're both elsewhere. It's very. You couldn't have told me 10 years ago that I'd be living, in Manchester or 10 years ago. I don't know. Could you imagine telling yourself that you was going to be living elsewhere like 10 years from now? I don't know if you maybe felt like that when you was younger.
I thought maybe like Hollywood, but Newcastle's close. It's not there, but
there's nothing wrong with
who knows, good old Hollywood dreaming.
Nothing wrong with the good old tune, man. Nothing wrong with that. But it's been a great. I wouldn't say like it's been like a super great year, but like obviously for the show, it's been a super great year. It's been a stressful year for us. We finished uni, so congrats to me and Tom, especially my man's Tom. First class honors, that's a big thing over here. So big congratulations to him. And yeah, we've been working our ass off like for the last 2 years, and we're very proud of 808s, and we're glad that we actually get to deliver stuff like this. Whenever you're going to be listening to this is going to be dropping on Christmas Eve. But, it's kind of like crazy because we are kind of recording it on Christmas Eve. So,
yeah, we are actually. Well, yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of technical issues. We're recording very late, but I mean, like, this is what we signed up to when we started the show.
Yeah.
And we've explained many times before, when we started this, it was more of a passion project for us, and as time progressed, it's turned more into a hobby. And with our partnership with Dash, it's turned into a professional hobby to a degree. Something that we not make ourselves do, but we have actual deadlines we have to meet now, which is not something we had when we started, when we were more creative to a degree and could be more flexible. And obviously, like we've said before, this year has been real difficult for us. It's been a challenge. It's a good challenge, but I mean, it's been challenging. We've gone from having a lot of free time in the second year, second year of university for us, third year of university when we started the podcast. The show, and then moving on to sort of this year now, it's a lot's changed. We had final years of university with lots of work going on, summers where we were not really in a position we'd ever been in before, just sort of out of our comfort zones, not in any real place that we were staying, and then moving to, like Tyrell's just said, different places now. It's changing a lot, and we're having to adapt with what we're doing. We are at a point now where we've sort of got back into that, which is really good, because coming into the new year, then we are going to pick back up where we sort of left off. 2019 was still a really good year overview, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, of course it was.
We had the big rebrand, which was, I don't know what I mean. For me, it was really good. Like I'm really proud of it. I think we both worked hard on that. Yeah, we both worked really hard on that. And there's a lot again. Like this year, we do all the artwork. Tairell's done majority of the artwork this year. To be fair, so we both put our fair share of hard work out there, and I think it's paid off. We've had a good year, but we always want to do better.
Yeah, of course. But that's just always how it's been. Even like talking, not to get like too nostalgic at the beginning of the show already, but like even when we're still really good friends. One of my best friends, like we're doing this show together. Like I just think it's a really great thing now. You can have somebody that you meet in like a place like college and be friends with them for so long, even as much as it turns into like a partnership. And we're going forward trying to make this into eventually we want to make this into a viable thing where this is what we do. So it makes us go hard every day. Like there's the challenges, there's the hurdles, but that still allows us for growth. Like it still allows us to say, oh well, if we did it like this, then we wouldn't have to do it like that. And testing out different things. And obviously next year we have a huge idea of what we want to do. Well, I felt like I have a huge idea. I know that Tom also has a few ideas as well, and I think that we're going to be executing them quite well. I hope anyway. I hold us to a high standard. So yeah.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is 808s and Netflix collaboration coming 2020.
I can't confirm that yet, but I would really love that though. Like we can speak that into existence. Like Netflix. Like I would love to do any large scale collaboration. Like next year is going to be the year of we're going to see us in places that you've never seen us before. Just know that. That's it.
Newcastle, Manchester, yeah, loads of places. We have plans. We have ideas. We're going to keep pushing this forward. But overall, it's been a good year, and the decade has been pretty successful. I mean, I think we both started the decade, like you said, in completely different places. We didn't know each other at the start of the decade.
Well, we did it. 2010. I was in high school still.
So was I.
I'm trying to think, what would I either have been doing then? I think I just stumbled, or this would have been just a year before that I got into Tyler the Creator. So I didn't listen to Tyler yet or anything like that. But I think I was very heavily into Drake and A$AP Rocky, Kendrick, people like that. Then
I remember the bus trips back from school, sitting on the bus with Take Care on. That was like a daily occurrence.
Very, very magnificent album.
We will get into the music later because on a whole, even for us, I think the decade started slow, got a little bit strong and then fell off, and then it's picked up again right at the end, like in the middle towards the end, it's picked back up again. We can sort of see that through, the games, the films, and the music. Like everything did that sort of weird little blip in the middle of the decade. It's weird to look at from a perspective like that, but like you're saying, we will jump into it. We're going to talk about our games consoles of the decade, what was there in this decade. So yeah, we had PS3 that you've mentioned before. What do you say? Probably your go-to of this decade.
Well, I was like in a toss-up between the PS3 and the PSP. I'll give out my reasons why. So for the PS3, it is just because that was HD gaming. Like I remember the first time that we got like a flat screen TV and we used a HDMI cable to plugged the PlayStation 3 into the TV, and the quality of like the screen and like the system just blew me away. I remember I only was playing a game like Ratchet and Clank on it, but it was just like, wow, look at the graphics. Like, this is what you call 720p HD. Like, I've never seen something like this before. Like, it as a kid, you gotta understand, like, I know HD is just normal to everyone now, but that blew me away. Like, to see games in such high definition on TV, I just didn't know it was possible. So, as a kid who liked to read magazines, I was waiting for new games to come out. I remember when like they used to do tech demos. That's like a real like industry thing where like they're just trying to show off the technology of the actual machine. And I used to think, wow, like when's games going to become like tech demos? Like when are we going to get like real graphics? Like when's it going to look like the cutscenes? There's games now where there's games that are out now that you can't even tell apart like what a cutscene is or what is gameplay. Sometimes you can't even tell if it's graphics or if it's a real person. We've got to a level now where like games have become so immersive. The storytelling has become so rich. It's become even like more like a film. Like it's hard to explain, and it's weird as well that I say things started to become more like a film because of like I see what your game for 2010 was, and I feel like that is a very important game that started a big trend, which was obviously we will get into. But yeah, the PS3 is for introducing me into a HD ready gaming setting. Like I would never forget the day I plugged in my PlayStation 3. My PSP, that taught me a lot about trying to solve problems on a computer myself. Essentially, I would just go through the story real quick. I brooked my PSP, or I semi-brooked it, messing about on it, trying to put different games and applications on there. I was really scared. Thought my dad was going to kill me, so I had to scour the internet on how to fix my own PSP. It took me all of half term to fix it. I never went outside, I never played out, I never did anything. All I did was sit in and try and fix my PSP every day. I just tried to fix it, and I got a little bit more and more further along. Like I managed to get it on, but it wouldn't load, and then I managed to get it on, but when I hacked it, the chipped games wasn't working anymore, so I had to re-hack my PSP. And I just remember, like, it was just a week of me trying to fix my PSP or get into a lot of trouble for breaking it. And in the end, I fixed it. And it was the most rewarding, like, experience I've ever had. And I just thought, like, that is what made me want to, you know, get into the whole side. Like, that's what made me even more interested in computing and, like, hacking and like trying to figure out how to like do little things to make your machine much more personable to you. And I know it's like not everyone's thing to do, but I know that's like a thing that me and you relate on. Like we like messing about with things and trying to find new things and new ways to kind of like, you know, customize our systems or stuff like that. And I know it's not always legal to do that. You take it at your own risk, but I always find it fun, like to do things like that. So yeah, so the PSP for that, the PS3 for introducing me to HD gaming, the PSP solely because it was like my system. Like everything I did on there, like I customized everything. I did my own themes. I did everything. So like I just loved my PSP so much. Still really do love my PSP. I've got an emulator now, so I don't really have to play my PSP anymore. But it's still a very fond system of mine, and I hold it very close to my heart. Yeah, so a console of the decade for you, Tom?
So we'll talk about like the other consoles that came out. Obviously, we had the DS in this decade as well. All the iterations of the DS. So you think, what was it like? DS2, DSi, DS XL, 3DS, 2DS,
DS Lite,
DS Max, DS Lite.
The new 3DS. Don't forget that one.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, the new 3DS and the new 2DS and the new DS.
God, there's so many DSs. Was there a DS Mini? There probably was. Like
there was a DS Mini, I think. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you name it, they made it. Basically, was the DS in this decade for Nintendo. Then we had the Wii, Obviously, they made a mini Wii as well. Xbox 360, so looking, last gen still here. Then moving on to newer gen, we had the introduction of the PS4, the Xbox One. Mobile games became massive. Mobile games became massive this decade. It wasn't actually a thing before. It just started, but it wasn't really there. But this decade, like, it's just insane now.
Well, like, smartphones have, like, some of the processing power in certain smartphones, like, rival, like consoles back in the day. So, like, it is kind of scary.
Yeah.
How much technology has leaped, where, like, you can actually play a game that is of the same graphical fidelity as a HD game on the PlayStation 3 on your mobile device now. So that just goes to show where, gaming has gone in the last 10 years.
I remember when I got my first iPhone, my iPhone 3GS, which would have been September 2009. So near enough basically the start of the decade. And like what I held in my hand now, like a new iPhone, it's not that different, but if you think about it, it's drastically different. Like, the amount of power that's in my hand right now compared to back then is insane.
Oh, of course. Like,
I started with laptops back then were, no, still awful. Still awful. I mean, it's got better, but just the amount of the technology that's come on, like we said, it's incredible. And it's it's a nice way to end the decade knowing we've got the new gen coming next year.
Yeah, of course.
A brand new start, new technology for a new decade was really good. But yeah, we had the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, the Wii U. Don't know if that counts. The PS Vita obviously was there, now dead. And then we also had things like the Ouya, which, no one remembers. Basically an Android box, but
I don't know who
tried to pass it off as a console.
I really don't know who thought that was a good idea. Like, somebody really thought that was going to work.
And then the Steam machine, which was basically a customizable computer in a box, but it could only run Steam Big Picture. Like, but it cost the same as the computer because you're paying for the same parts. Like, it was a weird year.
Also remember, like, there was never ever just one Steam machine. Like, everyone was making Steam machines, basically. Like, they would all have different specs in it. Like, it was so weird. Like,
it was just a PC, but in a box. It's like a Chromebook, basically. It was the Chromebook of games consoles.
I fucking hate Chromebook. This is one of the worst systems. I don't know why anyone would just want to run Chrome. Like,
people don't realize when they get them.
Not even the best. It's not even the best internet browser. I just say that. Like, so why would I want to just? Yeah, let's move on.
I don't know. It could be.
Yo, I just remembered somebody who had a Chromebook. Let's move on.
But yeah, for me, then Xbox 360 was where it started the decade. It really gave me like a lot of experiences that I'd never had before on a console. So, like I played online for the first time, downloaded content, games for the first time, DLC, played in HD for the first time, wireless controllers for the first time. There was so much.
Yeah.
And
with Xbox though, you man had to use AA batteries for yours. PlayStation had lithium batteries in their controllers.
unless you had a battery pack that you could charge.
Unless you had the battery pack though, you might not have had it. You had to go and buy it.
I know, I did. I had one. Yeah. Or you just take the batteries out the remote and just go. Your dad comes over like, why can't I watch the TV? Like, I'm just playing Xbox. But it was That was
I'm so glad nobody has to do that anymore.
Yeah, that was a good console. You know, I did actually play my Xbox the other day. I didn't have to do that. I had to get the batteries out the remote, which is interesting. But I did it the other way round. Like I took the batteries out my Xbox to put in my TV remote, which is, it's weird. At the start of the decade, I was taking them out the remote to play Xbox. Now I'm taking them out the Xbox to watch TV. So it's different. It's weird.
Everything's different now.
And then obviously the PS4, I got that on release, and I think it was a really good console. It still is. It's the best console of this generation by far.
I remember coming around your house and playing Ground Zeroes. That was hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was pretty incredible at the time. And I had a lot of good experiences on that, but I never had the same time that I had to play the Xbox as I had to play the PS4. So I feel like, you know, for me, it's a hard decision. I do think the two consoles of this decade for me, it's the Xbox 360 and the PS4. I mean, it's going to be a lot of people's top consoles of this decade. In general, the one that come out this year, I'd have to give it to the PS4. I've probably played the PS4 for longer this decade. And I had some good games on there, but I mean, we can jump into the games and we can discuss what we've played this decade, you know, on which platform then, and that'll give a bit more understanding to this discussion. So if we move on to our sort of games of the decade, we're going to start off in 2010. Now, if you want to shoot first with your.
Because I just wanted to just say, because I remember I was doing a callback because I said we're going to get into 2010, and I see that you have Heavy Rain on yours, and I was really considering Heavy Rain, but I know that you put it on. Amazing game. Probably I've never had an experience like that in a game before. I didn't play Fahrenheit 911 until, or I think it's just called Fahrenheit, I'm not quite sure, until after I played Heavy Rain. So I didn't know that there was like a whole, you know, cinematic type game where you kind of just did quick time events and it played out like a beautiful story with like great graphics. It wasn't even a beautiful story. Like, Heavy Rain's pretty depressing. Heavy Rain was very important for this whole era of like cinematic, pushing the console and pushing graphics to the point, because I remember seeing Heavy Rain and thinking, wow, how can a game look like this? Like, it just blew me away. Like, when I seen that for the first time ever, and the way it played, and you was playing the cutscene, and like it all was so smooth, I was like, I was like, this is it. I was like, this is the end of games. Like, this is as far as we're gonna go. Like, obviously I was wrong, because years down the line, and we've got games that look even more impressive than Heavy Rain. And I just wanted to just talk about that a little bit. My 2010 game is God of War 3. End of the original God of War trilogy. Possibly one of the best God of War games of all time, even beating out the PlayStation 4 one. You need to, if people played God of War, the PS4 one, and they thought that was great, go back and play the original trilogy and see where it came from, because it's fucking sick. So God of War 3 was crazy. I'm gonna just say a memorable moment was in the last boss battle. You fight Zeus.
Whoa.
It doesn't matter. Like, the game's been out. We all know
spoilers.
Nah, you fight Zeus in every game, so there's no point. There's no spoilers. Like, you fight Zeus anyway, and if you play God of War PS4, I'm pretty sure they would have told you that in the story that Zeus, you've already fought the Greek gods.
Yes. No, I never had. Like I said, because the Xbox was. There was a lot of exclusives in the last gen as well.
Yeah,
so,
there was a lot of exclusives.
Having just an Xbox 360, I never got the chance to experience some of these games, PlayStation-wise, until they were remastered for PS4.
Yeah.
So I never actually experienced Heavy Rain until it came onto PS4 and PC.
Oh, wow.
But I've still put it on there for 2010 because I didn't personally play it at home, but I've played it at like friends' house back then. When people used to go around and play games with each other. You know, how times have changed 10 years later.
How times have changed.
But yeah, I mean, God of War 3, I heard a lot of good things about, and I can see why that was on your list for 2010.
The original God of War trilogy was probably one of my favorite trilogies from like the PlayStation 2 and the PSP. Like, it all connected together, and the combat was amazing, story was amazing, the violence, the gore, everything about it was what a teenage kid would love. And like, obviously my parents were like super great, like they let me play whatever games I really wanted to. So God of War 3, as I said, at the end you have to keep punching Zeus until he dies, like into like a bloody pulp, and I just thought it was the sickest ending I've ever played. Like, well, at the time I thought it was one of the sickest endings. It still is, really. Beating up Zeus, the God of War gods, and they're getting away, and then all these years later, there's God of War, the new one, and yeah, you get to see the continuation of the story. So, God of War 3, 2010. 2010 for you, Tom? Go.
Well, like you said, Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
This was a really hard year for me. There was a lot of quality games that come out. Heavy Rain came out this year, 2010. Mass Effect 2, which was a pretty incredible game for its time.
Very important. Another important trilogy, Mass Effect is, yeah.
2010 was a really important year for games in general. Like, there was a lot that came out this year that sort of set the precedent for the next 10 years.
That's because that year was the end life cycle of the 360 and the PS3, and obviously they were like gearing up for next gen, like eventually after that now. So you're starting to see what the system could do, like at its best. So I love seeing the end of a life cycle. Like, that's why I like to see what they're going to do with the end of the PlayStation 4 life cycle. We've already got some pretty impressive games on the way, like The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima. So you can clearly like look at the beginning of the PlayStation 4 life cycle and think of Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding and Spider-Man, and think about how crazy those games look compared to the beginning. It's pretty insane. Thinking about a game like Crackdown 3 came out in the same year as God of War.
But it's sort of comparable to where we go in like 2010, you know?
Yeah.
There was sort of 2 or 3 years until next gen was coming, but we have seen that pattern with the current gen now. Before next gen's come on, we've seen the quality really improve. But 2010 for me, we had Heavy Rain, Mass Effect 2, like I said. The original Red Dead Redemption came out this year, which is insane. Like, I didn't even know this came out this decade, but I remember playing that game solidly. I haven't got into Red Dead 2 yet. I'm gonna go back. I am gonna complete it. Now I've got my new TV. I'm gonna try.
I don't know if I said on a previous show, but I sold my Red Dead on PlayStation 4. I will probably get it on PC just for ease now, because I just felt like I just didn't need to have it on PlayStation 4. It takes up so much of my hard drive space as well. Yeah, like, coming from when I think about Red Dead 1, oh, what an amazing game. Oh, the Undead Nightmare DLC, like, that was a standalone game, and it was just amazing. Like, I wish Rockstar just didn't try and go too ambitious with Red Dead 2 and try and make it into this vast landscape, because they just made the game so boring and so long. So, man, can't believe it, man. We've got 2 Red Deads in the same decade, but only 1 GTA. That's weird.
It's weird how they fell, though. They did fall in odd places.
Well, we're hearing rumours that next GTA is either next year or 2021 now, innit? So.
And to finish off 2010 for me, we had Alan Wake, which was really, for me, like a pivotal game.
That's very important.
It did a lot for games in general. For horror games, but it brought in like that psychological aspect. I think we wouldn't see games like The Evil Within, PT, even the new Resident Evil stuff. We wouldn't see games like that, or maybe like I can't think, like Until Dawn, stuff like that. I don't think we'd have seen stuff like that come along unless we had, Alan Wake. Until Dawn, I think that's like Heavy Rain and Alan Wake have just sort of gone, like that is what sort of produced that game. Them two games were the idea. It's crazy. You think about it, but we've got a big list we've got to get through. So 2011, I'm gonna kick this off. I've got Skyrim on here, obviously. I mean, it has to be on a game of the decade list. It has to be.
What do you mean? It's Skyrim every year, Tom. From 2011, my games of the decade, it's just Skyrim. It's Skyrim the Collector's Edition, then it's the Special
Skyrim
Edition,
Mobile.
Then it's Skyrim on the phone, which is Elder Scrolls, whatever you call it, Blades or whatever. Then we've got Elder Scrolls Online, and then it's Skyrim for Alexa. It's 2018, and then 2019, Skyrim for Switch.
Fridge.
Nah, Skyrim for Switch.
No, for fridge.
For fridge? No, Skyrim for the Tesla.
Yeah, no, Skyrim on your smart fridge with motion controls.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Just open the door.
Man.
It's crazy. That game came out in 2011, and now you can play it with VR capability or motion controls. It's crazy.
Or you can play it as like a player-own adventure game on Alexa, which is very odd as well. Like
that is odd.
It's all odd, really, when you think about it. Like how many systems you can play Skyrim on now. But do you know what also needs to show you? Bethesda just needs to stop, don't they? Yeah, they do, because they're just building themselves a bigger hole. Like
I didn't see this. You had Skyrim down as yours as well.
Yeah, man, of course.
I didn't realise that.
Hey, Skyrim was 2011. Skyrim. That's all I did was bash Skyrim like that year.
You know what? I didn't even own Skyrim.
What?
I asked my friend at school. I was like, "Can I borrow you?" He was like, "I don't want to. Like, I'm not playing it anymore." I was like, "Can I borrow you Skyrim?" I like took it home and I sat there and I was like, "Oh, this is really good." Like, and then I bought the collector's edition, obviously, because you have to just buy shit. I think I bought it on Xbox, then I bought it on PC, then I bought it on PS4. I just kept buying it. I was like, I need to stop buying this game, man.
I know. I've got Skyrim,
and I have it on Switch as well.
Oh my god! Yeah, you do have it on Switch, which, by the way, is a pretty good port. Yeah, like Skyrim, I think I have twice as well. I've got it on PlayStation 4 because I gave it away, and I've got it on PS3 on disc, original.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing game though.
Times, man.
Love Skyrim, man. Yeah, like when I think about it, it's got nothing but good memories playing that game. So it's kind of it's kind of sad how much they've ran the game down, and we do need another Elder Scrolls. But Bethesda, obviously, I just don't trust them as a company at the moment. So we'll see what Elder Scrolls 6 is saying.
Mm-hmm. And to finish 2011 off for me, I had to include the original Dark Souls as well.
Dark Souls, man. To be honest, though, that game birthed so many games. Though, like look at how many Souls clones are around now because of that game. So yeah.
This is more of like a homage to Brandon as well, because that.
Oh yeah!
That's Brandon's game of the decade.
That is Brandon. Yo, Dark Souls. Yeah, he put me onto Dark Souls. He's played every single Dark Souls. I've seen him cry. I've seen him laugh. I've seen him beat up like his whole room. I've seen him smash controllers over that game. He has a love and hate relationship with that game. But I have to like acknowledge the brilliance that is Dark Souls. It is an amazing game. When you look at it, it did so much for its time. Yeah, Dark Souls, amazing game. Bringing us into 2012 because our lists are long. We can't keep having these like mad these huge discussions on every game.
But wait, it sort of peters off in the middle, so we can. Yeah,
we'll get it back down to a bit quick. Black Ops 2, purely off the strength of the cinematic value of that game, online zombies, playing online with people. I think it was probably one of the last online games I played on PlayStation 3. That was the last time that we all linked up in the lobby for the last time, and none of us even knew we was going to link up for the last time online playing Black Ops. And it kind of makes me sad because, like, you think about things like that, like, oh, you and all your friends didn't know that's going to be the last time you're all going to play Black Ops. You all told each other, yeah, catch you online another day or whatever, but another game came out, and then the PlayStation 4 came out, and that was it. I stopped playing Call of Duty games when the PlayStation 4 came out because they just got too out of control. So,
yeah, I'm surprised he put
COD
on there.
Man, I had to. I had to put Black Ops 2 on there because I think Modern Warfare came out too late, because I would have put Modern Warfare 2 down because
Modern Warfare came out. Modern Warfare 2 came out just before the decade started.
Yeah,
it's end of November 2009.
Damn, yeah, that right there. We was definitely playing that well into the decade.
I was playing that.
Yeah, I was playing Modern Warfare 2 well into the decade. So loved that game, loved it. Yeah, damn, man. So what was it for you in 2012?
For me in 2012, it was Far Cry 3. Probably
another good game.
Probably the best Far Cry game.
Yeah, it probably was,
Which I now own remastered on PS4 as well. Crazy that it didn't even come out that long ago. But a great game. I think it was the first game I ever downloaded onto a console, which is incredible. But I mean, I lived in the countryside. My internet was awful, like god awful. Yeah, I used to carry my Xbox downstairs to play online.
I can attest to that, man. Went round this man's house for the first time. Internet was god awful. I thought my internet was shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Nah, but I understand though, because bad. You couldn't get no fiber or anything out there, man. It was a very, very different time. Like, you couldn't even get.
If I wanted to play like any game on, you could sort of play a game online, but it's like, you want to download your game? Yeah, okay, right. See you next week.
I remember, like, even when you used to come to college, you're like, yeah, man, I'm downloading, like, such and such right now. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. You used to come back and it wasn't even done yet. Yeah. Oh, nah, man. But thank God for...
when can you play it? Tuesday.
Thank God for faster internet speeds, man. Thank God. Yeah, so that was our 2012. 2013... that I did want to put this game down. I'm gonna say Metro Last Light because it's probably one of the most impressive first-person shooters I've ever played ever. I always go on about Metro Last Light to everyone because I got it for PlayStation Plus for free. I didn't know what it was really about, and I couldn't stop playing it. And it's become one of my favorite games of all time now. So, yeah, Metro Last Light. You've got some big ones for yours. I couldn't put them because I would have put GTA down. Last of Us I couldn't because I still haven't played it. So,
yeah, 2013 was GTA 5 for me. I mean, I got that game when that game came out.
Yeah, we both got it. Remember, we had it. Oh, wait. Was we in college yet? We wasn't.
This was first year. I think it was first week of college. GTA 5 came out.
Yeah. Oh man.
So this is sort of probably 4 months after, 3 or 4 months after we met for the first time.
Yeah.
Like this is where 808s was founded, and GTA 5 was like that first game really that we both got at the same time.
Yeah, and we used to talk about it like all the time. Like, oh, yo, you've been playing GTA. Like, oh, have you got to this part? Like, stuff like that.
I think I completed the game within like 3 days.
Yeah.
That's how much time I had. That was just...
Oh, man. Oh, the time we used to have. Yeah, I remember like completing GTA 5 and it was light work and thinking, oh, it's over. Like, it was too quick. Now I just wish I had that time.
Yeah, now I can't get past chapter 1 on Red Dead 2.
I know, like
it's been when did I get that? Last Christmas.
Tom, I've been playing Final Fantasy 15 for 3 years. Like, I have not completed. I'm halfway through the game. We just don't have the time anymore. It's sad.
Nah.
It's really sad. Let's not talk about this. It's making me sad because I feel like I'm growing old. Like,
we are growing old.
Nah, not me.
And then we have The Last of Us, which was again a game I didn't play at the time, but I've played it after, and it's incredible. I have to put it on there for the game of that year because it was just incredibly good.
Probably one of the most important games of the PlayStation 3 life cycle.
Yeah. 2014 then. This was... I mean, actually, this game did not come out in 2014. It came out in 2013. I just realised.
I just realised as well. I was like, hold on. All right. So you got two...
But for
Are you going to
me,
explain?
this was... Yeah, so this is the first... One of the first games I got on the PS4. This is NBA 2K14. Obviously, this game comes out in August 2013. But this was probably my first proper NBA game that I was playing full on, and my God, the graphics on this game at the time, man, it was insane. I was playing this game and I was like, I'm watching basketball on TV.
Oh, I remember.
Insane.
I remember coming because I didn't have a PS4 yet, and me and you was playing like 2K, and was like, all we was doing was just staring at the screen. And was like, yo, look how sick the graphics look. Like, I never thought we would get here again. Like. Yeah,
I was just sitting.
Man.
I was like, Shaq's speaking to me on the halftime show. Like, what? Like, this is just odd. Obviously, you used to like FIFA and stuff, and it's completely different.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I must say, game of 2014. I'm gonna have to go with your choice actually, which I again forgot came out.
Oh man,
yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. Now, when I came to your house, again, because you had a PS4 and you had Shadow of Mordor, Tom, how long was I just sitting and playing that game? Well, I don't even know what you was doing. I was playing that game for hours. I loved it. Like,
I played that game for too long. I don't know how. I forgot I had that game. I mean, to be honest, I think I've gave that game away now. I gave a lot of my PS4 games away when my PS4 got stolen.
Oh yeah, you did actually.
Yeah, so a lot of these games actually I don't have anymore.
Damn.
Which is sad.
We can get them again. Like Shadow of Mordor is a pretty big game, but
I'll probably get it on PC.
Yeah.
Point.
Well, I never got to really delve into Shadow of War, but Shadow of Mordor, like, I played it. I don't even know how much I played at yours. That I just loved it. It was so sick. I loved how it had the Lord of the Rings lore as well. Like, I just loved it, and it was just, yeah. The system on that. I remember as well when they introduced the Nemesis system, and now everyone uses it.
That system was crazy.
Everyone, like, there's so many games that I've incorporated this Nemesis system, this system of, if you do something to someone in the game, they come back and haunt you type system. That was Shadow of Mordor that created that system. And yeah, it just blew me away. I just thought, this is the power of like next gen. Like, this is the kind of gameplay we're going to be getting. Yeah. Shadow of Mordor was very impressive. Going on to 2015, for me, I haven't personally played all of the episodes. I think I played 2 episodes because I've got them all. But Life is Strange is amazing. I thought the subject matter that it dealt with, friendship, love, all sorts of things, making decisions, abuse, alcoholism, drug abuse, there was all these levels of things that were involved in a game like this, and it was all tied together in an episodic format where you could essentially rewrite history in almost like a butterfly effect. And I watched a really big YouTuber called Dashi. I watched his YouTube kind of voiceover of it. I haven't watched Life is Strange 2 yet because I was waiting for him to finish all the episodes, and he's finished them all now. So I will be watching Dashi once again, doing Life is Strange 2. But Life is Strange 1 is such an important game for me, especially in uni. Like, I used to watch the playthroughs of those, and it was like a film. Like, I used to watch it like it was like a TV series or a film, and I used to always checking, is it out yet? Is it out yet? And like, it would never be out. And I'm like, man, I'm so sad. Like, I want to know what happens in the next episode. And I am a little bit sad they didn't continue on that particular story because I felt like they had more to say with that story. But
yeah, I
just loved it though.
Mm-hmm. This is confusing for me because I've just realised we were at uni in 2015. Like,
yeah. We
we've known each other for most of this decade. I didn't think we had, but we've known each other for most of this decade.
Yeah, no,
which is crazy.
Known you for years, man. Yeah, when I really think about it, I've known you since 2030. Oh man, we've known each other for 6 years. It's a long time.
It's about 6.5 years now.
Yo, time flies, man. Time flies.
For me, 2015 was The Witcher 3. Great game.
Such a sick game. Oh, man.
It's a great game. I mean, it brought back those vibes of like Skyrim in a way, and Fable for me as well.
Fable! Oh my god.
There was never a good enough Fable again.
Yo, first and foremost, F. Peter Molyneux in it. Like, he ruined it.
There's a new Fable coming apparently, but we'll see. But yeah, The Witcher 3 obviously great game. Probably the best of the Witcher series. I didn't actually play the other two, but I need to go back and play them. But then obviously we're finishing the decade with the Witcher series that's just come out, which I've already finished. It was really good, and it's just sort of a nice thing to have throughout that decade as well, something that's come of it. But yeah, moving on to 2016, a massive year for so many things. It was weird actually. Like this was a weird year because obviously we were spending loads of time together during like 2015, 2016, 2017 era.
Yeah. And
everything was like incredible when it was coming out at that time. This is the one and only true mobile game on this list for me. Pokemon Go 2016 had to be included.
I have to give it, Pokemon Go has to be included. That has to be included. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, won't front, still playing Pokemon Go. I'm trapped.
I mean,
I'm trapped in the game. Like,
we had that day that game came out. I mean, that day that game came out, we turned up at Brandon's house. I crashed my car at like 6 a.m. outside Brandon's house. And then we just drove to get it fixed and walked around catching Pidgeymon. Like, not Pidgeymon, fucking Pidgeys the whole day. Like, it was odd. But I mean, then for like the rest of that summer, it was just like, when we were coming out to like walk around and play Pokemon Go, like, we were walking to McDonald's in the town centre to just play Pokemon Go. Like, it was a weird time.
We didn't even understand how to play the game properly at that point. Like,
we didn't. Like, and we were driving around at 3 a.m, like jumping out the car, trying to catch, not when it was moving, but like stopping on this, like pulling in on the side of the road and like, there's a Pikachu over there. Let's go get it. Like, we were obsessed with that game.
It was
dedicated. Crazy.
We was very, very, very dedicated. Hatching our first eggs, things like that. Oh my god, man, what a great time! Everyone was on Pokemon Go, and then that was when I was that was the skate era, like skating around and playing Pokemon Go. Then I used to link up with Tom. We used to go around, drive around, and like play Pokemon. Oh man, such a good time. Very, very, very good time. My 2016 as well, alongside with Pokemon Go, Doom 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It's game's just sick. Go and play it. 10 out of 10. Like, I will play that game right now again. I'm really sad that Doom Eternal got pushed back. I will be getting that day one. I know that game will only take me a day to complete as well, so I will complete it in a day. It's only 8 hours long. I'm hoping Doom Eternal is going to be like 16 hours long, but
yeah, this is a game that you always speak about.
Oh yeah, I mean, loved it. Well,
possibly
you've got Doom on Switch as well, innit? So
yeah, I mean, for me, like, personal mention, Persona 5 was really good in 2016. Oh my God. Solid game.
Another great game.
I had to wait a long time to get that game, but it was worth it. It was a really good game. I'm surprised by the noticeable lack of Kojima games on your list so far. Such as Phantom Pain or Ground Zeroes. Because
Phantom Pain / Ground Zeroes just wasn't a Metal Gear. It wasn't a true Metal Gear game, in my opinion. We know Kojima didn't finish the game. We know there was supposed to be a chapter 3. We know there was missing content. I would love to put the Phantom Pain on there, but I couldn't say it was my favorite game. I just couldn't. I loved everything about it, and I loved it at the time. But when I was thinking back to certain games, I was like, nah, I couldn't put Phantom Pain on there. It's not even like a slight at Konami or anyone, because if this was the case, I would have put PT on here because that was amazing. That to this day, that game has influenced us so much in terms of our ideas when we come trying to approach like game design and stuff like that. I just love it. So
yeah, PT does have to get an honorable mention.
Yeah, PT was just, man, the whole thing of it. I've never been so terrified playing a game in my life. Me, you, and Brandon was absolutely terrified of playing that game together. Like we just we hated it. Like we was just like, I don't even want to play the game anymore. It's too terrifying. It's scary. Like
yeah, and I have to say as well, like if things like American Horror Story and PT weren't out around that same time, I would have never created the game I created at college. Like all of that stuff inspired me a hell of a lot.
Oh, shouts out to Unconscious, man. Still coming. Yeah.
Unconscious 2015 was when it was meant to be released. Still coming,
man. Hey.
It's pushback.
Hey, they delayed Anthem, so we could delay Unconscious.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Unconscious 2.0 coming out in the new update soon.
The story is still there. It's coming. 2017 then, for me, no words about it. Doesn't have to be said. Breath of the Wild was an absolutely amazing game.
That's fair.
That deserved top spot for me in 2017.
That's fair. You have a Switch. It's funny anyway because they're both first party titles. Well, not anymore, but at the time, 2017, Team Ninja. I think it's Team Ninja, or is it Ninja Theory? I don't know.
Ninja Theory,
not Team Ninja. Team Ninja is a total different team. They make Dead or Alive. Not in my game of the years. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Brilliant game. What you call a double A game. Not so much triple A. It looks like a triple A game, but was made with a much smaller budget. It's a single player experience. It's not very long. I think it clocks in around 8 hours. And it was just amazing. Go and play Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice if you get a chance. It's not a very long game, and it uses so many interesting game design features that have not been used in the game before. And I just thought it just blew me away. It was such a different game. It was a game that I would never expect to play, and I loved it. I wanted something more. Obviously Ninja Theory is now with Xbox, so we'll have to see what they're going to do over there. Yeah, but 2017 Hellblade for me. 2018,
and obviously Hellblade 2 coming out as well soon. Announced at the VGAs.
Really? Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. This is the best news in the world. I didn't even know there was a Hellblade 2 coming out. Okay, Hellblade 2 coming out. Well, I'm very excited for Hellblade 2. Everyone go and play Hellblade 1. It should be discounted by the time it comes out. So, yeah. I was just about to say that as well. 2018, It's without giving. God of War and Spider-Man. So
We both have God of War.
I don't even think. What do we really
no
have
question
to?
here.
Do we even have to say anything about these two games? Because I feel like they've got a lot of. We've explained a lot about these two games over the years. Well, the last year, should I say?
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah. No, actually, yeah. Game of the year still like contender for me. For both of us, like you said, Spider-Man. The best Spider-Man game since the PS2 Spider-Man 2.
PS2
Or just
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man?
or is it?
No, it was Spider-Man 2.
To be honest, the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man was really good as well. Like, there was so many,
But
good Spider-Man games and so many shit Spider-Man games as well. Like, Spider-Man 3 was whack.
It's the best Spider-Man game since the PS2 one.
Yeah.
Like, that, it brought back those memories for people, but also the game's incredible. Notable omission here, no Red Dead 2 for us. Probably the only people to not put Red Dead 2 on their Game of the Decade list.
But that's just real circle jerk bullshit right there. Why would I put Red Dead 2 on there? Like, I have no... There's so many people that have said, how did this game get 10 out of 10 when it first came out? They've gone back to it and thought, wow, this game really isn't worth 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful game, don't get me wrong. And it has a lot of good elements, but I think there was better games that came out this year. Like it just had a lot of fanfare around it, but there's better games that come out this year,
of course.
And finally finishing off, we have 2019, the year of current.
The year of current, yes. Also, I just want to say, like, a couple of honorable mention. BioShock series was released in this decade. One of the best series. They are They're also rebooting BioShock and redoing it. So I can't wait for that. BioShock Infinite, insane game. The twist at the end is probably one of the best game story twists ever, and that's including Metal Gear Solid 2. Quote me. Yes. So 2019, we're in the current gen now. We're in the year we're currently recording in, and yes, even though I have not played it yet, Death Stranding is in my games. I don't care. Screw you all. If you want to send me hate mail, send it. Code Vein as well, because I've actually played Code Vein and I really like that game. I like the customization on Code Vein. I like the gameplay. I like how it's like Dark Souls, but not too difficult, with some elements of hack and slash, more like Devil May Cry. Yeah, that's it for me, really.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Death Stranding 2, obviously.
Yeah.
Not played it, but it's only recently come out, obviously. Not a chance to play it, not a chance to purchase it yet, but it will be something I will be playing. Like, there's no doubt about it, I'll be playing that game. Two of the games I have played then is Sekiro, which won Game of the Year, the Game Awards, but possibly, it was a really good game, but it's hard to give it Game of the Year, but it is one of the best games I've played this year, to be fair to it. Looking back on it, it was really good. And surprisingly, Jedi Fallen Order. Now, this is mainly nostalgic reasons, probably. The first real single-player Star Wars game that's been good in a long time.
Possibly since Force Unleashed 1?
Yeah. Well, I mean, possibly the only one of this decade, which is sad.
Damn.
But, I mean, it has to have an honourable mention for me for this year, because it is a good game, and it does have a good story.
I wouldn't even say honourable mention.
Story.
I know the game is supposed to be really good. Like, I heard they really pulled out all the stops with this one. So, and it was Respawn on this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go then.
It's a bit buggy, but it has some cool elements to it, and it looks promising for the future, is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
For me, then, notable games of the decade as well that weren't mentioned in this. The Planet series at Frontier, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo. Great to see the games of that genre picking back up and doing so well. for me, that was incredible to see that back this decade.
Yeah.
The other things then is Football Manager for me. Obviously, I have to mention Football Manager. It's stupid, but I have to mention it. I probably dedicated about half a year of this decade to that game. All the iterations of that game. But I've probably dedicated about half a year in the last 10 years to just playing Football Manager. Very sad, but it was worth it at college. And then we have the final one, which I think you and me both should put on this list as well, which is Cuphead. Cuphead deserves notable mention.
Oh, yeah.
For doing something incredible as well.
Yeah, how can I forget about Cuphead, man? Yeah, a marvel in animation and gameplay. So much to the point where, like, they have people who have cloned Cuphead as well, which is very interesting because I want to know how somebody has managed to clone an animation style like that in a much faster way than Cuphead did it. Unless there's technology that just exists out there to do that now. Who knows? But I would have to really give Cuphead an honorable mention. I'm trying to think of if there's any.
There's one more that I can think of
in this decade that I haven't thought about. DMC, not Devil May Cry 5, just DMC. Very fresh take on the Devil May Cry series. I only just got to play that last year as well, and it was sick. What else?
For me, there's one more that's left. I know if Brandon, if you're listening, then this is probably one of your games of the year as well. A game that we all had the chance to enjoy this decade, which was Beasts of Prey. One of the best games of this decade. Countless hours of me and Brandon spent building the base in that, and then they took the game off Steam. So, game of the decade for me, hands down, Beasts of Prey.
Yo, was Minecraft in this decade? It was, wasn't it?
Minecraft was in this decade.
Yo,
Minecraft deserves
shouts
a very
out to
notable
fucking
mention.
Minecraft one time, and shouts out to all of the small games that have like died off. Like, shouts out to Rust. Shouts out to, there's so many of these like games that started on Steam, like these battle royale like esque type games. Shouts out to shouts out to PUBG. Shouts out to Fortnite. You know.
No. No, I respect them, but I'm not giving a shout out because, God, the stuff they've done to like society. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be shouted out.
I am really being ironic. Like those battle royale games, like PUBG. PUBG. No, let's shout out to the true OGs, like Daisy. Remember Daisy? Huh? Everyone remember Daisy?
What, from the Mario games?
No, remember Daisy? The zombie game. When they drop loot,
I remember.
And you have to survive, and it was really crap, and it's supposed to be coming out.
Daisy.
No, all right.
Yeah. We've got there is a few things that we could cover. So I've put down. We've got things like finally a games company of the decade. However, we're just going to move on to films and TV because I don't think there is one for that. I think it's been...
Games Company of the Decade.
There's no one that I could put up there. I couldn't put Sony up there because they fucked up this decade.
Everyone's messed up.
Couldn't do Xbox, Microsoft.
Nintendo's messed up. Everyone's messed
couldn't
up.
Couldn't do
man.
Nintendo.
Games...
Ouya.
Nah.
Congratulations, Ouya. You've won Games Company of the Decade.
Games Company of the Decade. Yeah, we'll come back to it. We will come back to that because I think we could think of a really cool company this year that has, Devolver Digital is a really good company. I think they should have got games. They've been massive and instrumental.
I agree with that. They've done a lot.
Yeah, for indie titles. Devolver Digital. Yeah. They've came through with a fresh, innovative E3 presentation every year for the past 4 years now. Really mess with Devolver Digital. I'll give it to Devolver Digital in my opinion.
I don't think we could pick a better.
Yeah. Or,
company.
and do you know what as well? Hello Games, because No Man's Sky is magnificent now. So, like, I think that was the turnaround of the decade as well. They turned a game that was
come back at the decade.
Literally in the fire. Like, there was no turning back from that. And they have managed to create such a product that has been incredibly updated over the years by such a small team. And yeah, Hello Games got a lot of shit. Sean Murray, I'm sorry, man, I gave you a lot of shit in the past, man, but No Man's Sky is pretty good now, so.
And Tairell eats his words.
I eat my words, man. Yo, at least I eat my words, innit, Tom? Prepare to eat yours with Stadia next year.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
All right, cool. Let's move on to films and TV because we don't have a lot of time, and believe it or not, we have been recording for like 6 hours now. So let's go.
6 hours is such
no. Okay, we haven't been recording for 6 hours. It feels like 6 hours. We're not going to be going into too much details because we're not super film buffs. So like, we can't really, who are we to start talking about how great films are? So we're just going to tell us what our favorite films of the decades were. So Tom, do you want to start?
Bridging the gap between music and gaming. 808s and Joysticks.com.
Yeah, okay. 2010. Inception, straight away for me. One of the greatest films of this decade. Has to be there.
Same year, Shutter Island also came out, which was the best DiCaprio film.
Yes.
Which one? What did he do best that year, though?
Both of them are two of my favorite films of that decade. Like, I have both of them on DVD. I watched them. I think I've watched them at least once every year. Like, they're that, like, not inspirational. Like, I don't aspire to be an Inception guy or a madman locked on an island, but his performance is incredible in both those films. And the concept of them films in general as well, both incredible. Yours, though, yeah? Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Mine's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And just like you, it's weird you said that you really like Inception and Shutter Island and you have them on DVD. Scott Pilgrim is also probably, if not my favorite film ever. I watch it when I'm sad. I watch it when I'm like feeling down, and it just really brings me right back into like a great mood. I think I know all the words to the film. I know all the words to the song. I just love Scott Pilgrim. It's a shame that the game has been taken off all platforms now. You can't play the game, but the game is also really good as well. That was one of the first games I brought on PlayStation as well, and I can't even play it anymore. So yeah, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, amazing. If you haven't watched it, it's funny. It's got Edgar Wright did the film, so Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. He's just a genius. I love all of his films. Scott Pilgrim, amazing film. Yeah, just love it. 2011. Very different films here as well. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go, but I totally agree with this film.
I've got Drive Down.
Incredible film.
Yo, soundtrack.
Incredible soundtrack.
Lighting, direction, the coloring. Oh my god. Right. Oh, yo, it's just too hard. The films are just too hard. Yo, Drive is amazing. Drive is an amazing film. If you haven't watched that, also BBC did an alternative where they used a new soundtrack as well. Watch that. It gives a very different feel to the film. So, yeah, Drive is great. I agree with yours as well. Moneyball is great. So,
yeah, Moneyball, incredible film, incredible performance by all the actors in it. Really interesting to see how that concept developed over this decade as well in sports. So that for me is one of the reasons why it's on there. 2012 then. For me, I had to give an honourable mention to the Dark Knight films, so I put Dark Knight Rises on here.
Christian Bale, Heath, oh man!
I had to for Heath's performance in these films. It really did do something to superhero films. It started that kickoff in this decade, and you have to pay homage to that, because if you don't, then you don't understand
that was the same,
where it's come from.
That was the same year as was it the same year? No, was it the same year as the Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but it's the final in like the trilogy. Like,
yeah,
that whole series really brought them into like the forefront of stuff again.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
people were like, they could be really good films. And then as well for me in 2012, Les Miserables had to be on there. Is a really good musical, really good adaptation into a film. So I had to put it on.
I understand. Everyone always says like Les Mis is like a classic and stuff. Obviously, I'm not into musicals at all. I don't really like musicals. There's like a few. Sister Act 2 is probably one of my favorite musicals, if we're gonna call that a musical. But because it's really good. And yeah, but I understand though, because everyone always tells me that I think Hugh Jackman has a really great performance in it. I think. Don't call me though in it. Like, I'm not sure if he is in it. Is it Hugh Jackman in there?
Are you maybe thinking of The Greatest Showman?
Nah, he's in I think he's in Les Mis as well, you know. I'm pretty sure, because it was weird for at the time, because he was Wolverine. So, like, yeah. Hugh Jackman was in Les Mis as well. So, that was Russell Crowe. There's just bare people in there that you obviously don't expect to be in a film like that, but, you know. Yeah, I understand.
I'm for you, two completely different movies.
Yeah, like mine is like total opposites. Perks of Being a Wallflower and Wreck-It Ralph. Now, I didn't watch Perks of Being a Wallflower in 2012, but I really enjoyed the film because I watched it with my girlfriend like for the first time, and I've just remembered. It's been like a memory that I've had now, so I really like that film. So yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower. And also my other side is because I remember watching it in cinema. I just thought, wow, it's the greatest film of all time. Well, the greatest animated film, which is Wreck-It Ralph. A film about games. Had a bunch of game references in it. It just felt like they made the film for us. And I just loved it. So, yeah. Perks of Being a Wallflower, Wreck-It Ralph for 2012.
Yeah. No. I have to agree with both them films as well. 2013 for you then?
The Wolf of Wall Street. DiCaprio back on our list again. This film is just sick. I've watched it so many times. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched this film. Man, Jonah Hill.
I don't think any words are really needed.
I don't even need to explain this film, do I?
If you haven't watched the film, you have to watch the film.
It's insane.
It's an incredible film. It was going to be my film, but I absolutely love this film.
I love this film.
In 2013. I think it's possibly my favourite film of this decade, and that's Her with Joaquin Phoenix. Obviously, he's just been in The Joker, which was incredible, but this film and his performance, it's one of the most interesting, emotional, like confusing, like futuristic films you'll ever see. Like it has everything, but also it has nothing. Like it's so. That sounds stupid, but you just see the film and you'll like it. It does. It has everything, but at the same time, like it has none of that.
It's like a very. It's a very film just focused on. Well, that's how it's supposed to be. It's focusing on one person's relationship, isn't it? And going to show that once you zoom out of that relationship, all these other things are also still going on. Like, you're not the only person, like, in the world. I think that's what it was trying to get off. Like, the message was. It's obviously a lot more of a darker tone and message now because we're so glued to our phones. Like, I can definitely see us eventually having like a relationship with our phones in the future. Like, with certain people will have a relationship with their iOS.
This film now, like in the current year, the current times we're in right now, present. This film is like now. Like it's weird. You could put in your AirPods. Yeah, you speak to your AirPods, to Siri in your AirPod. You're doing exactly the same as what that film did. Like, it's weird that it's that, but yeah. Just go watch that film. Amazing film. For me, hands down, film of the decade. I don't even care what anyone else says. For me, that was hands down my film of the decade. My ex-girlfriend put me onto that, and I have to shout out for that because that film was incredible. Like, it was. And that really opened my eyes to Joaquin Phoenix as well. Like, that was for me when he became one of my favorite actors. Like, so there was a lot that came out of that film for me. 2014, Gone Girl, for me, incredible film. Really liked it. Really liked the story of it, the whole concept of it. But have to again, notable shout out for one of the films of the year, the Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson. Incredible film. The way it was shot. Yeah, there's no other words about it. Again, another incredible film.
Yeah, I've got no complaints about that either. Really, there's no complaints about anything. Really, this is all of our opinions.
Yeah,
so.
and I've got no complaints about your film for 2014 because that's a high contender for me as well.
Yeah, what's called it? Well, Nightcrawler was just like, I didn't really take Jake Gyllenhaal seriously until I watched this film. So it kind of sounds a little bit sad, but like, I just didn't think he was that great of an actor. But my God, like, he was just absolutely sick. Like, I didn't even know like how he could be so sick in this film. I was like, wow, yeah, definitely taking Jake Gyllenhaal so much more seriously now. Like, I don't want to really spoil any plot because I can't really explain what the story is about except for he's like a photographer. That's as much as I'm prepared to say. So go and watch Nightcrawler.
Should point out as well that while games and music sort of took a drop off in this period, the films that were coming out at this time were pretty good actually.
I feel like films don't really die like that though. I feel like
that is true,
and it's the same way as in like now as we're going into the new decade, we're gonna get a slew of reboots and remakes. They've already planned a lot of them, so like it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Well, speaking of reboots and remakes, we have two actually for 2015, one each.
Yeah.
I have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Now, a lot of people are going to hate me for that.
A lot of people are going to hate you for that.
A lot of people are going to hate me for that. But I was so excited when I went to see this in the cinema. Like, way too excited for a 19-year-old guy to go see this at the cinema. I was too excited. Like, I should not have been that excited to go see that film. But I was. And then the credits come on and I was like, oh, it's happening. Like, sad. But I have to put it out there, like, it was a good reboot of Star Wars. And as much as people say it wasn't, fuck you, it was. Stop being such assholes. That's my comment on that. To end the decade. I'm just saying, like,
I agree. I thought Force Awakens was great. I don't know why everyone's beef was, man. I watched it. I thought, yeah, sick. I was like, hey, if you ain't watched the film by now, I don't care. Ain't no spoiler. I was like, yep, sick. Ending was hard. I was like, yep, okay. The Force is about to come back. Let's get it. And I have no problems. To be honest, I haven't kept up with Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy, very well, or any of Star Wars. Obviously, I've kept up with it as much as I can because of the show, but I still haven't watched The Mandalorian properly, haven't watched Solo, haven't watched both of the last Star Wars films in the trilogy now. I was watching I've watched Rogue One, though. I was watching it the other day. It was on TV. Rogue One's good. Yeah, Rogue One's good.
Rogue One is a really good film.
Yeah, Rogue One's good.
I maybe would have put it on there, but there was better films that come out. Yeah, I mean, Rise of Skywalker's just come out, so I'm going to watch that at some point.
It's the end of the Skywalker saga, everyone. How you feel?
It is. But we're talking about reboots, and obviously Mad Max on yours.
Yo, let me tell you about Mad Max. It's the sickest car chase film in the world. Like, the machine, like the explosions, everything about it was just friggin' insane. Like, oh my god, if you watch it,
let me put forward some contenders for you.
Contenders like what?
Fast and Furious.
Yo, I knew I knew you was gonna say that. You know, I knew you was gonna say Fast and Furious.
Okay, Fast and Furious 2.
No.
Fast and Furious 3.
Tokyo Drift.
Fast 5.
No, Tokyo Drift is one of the best Fast and Furious films, and it's one of my favorite films of all time because it's in Japan and it's got drifting in, and the cars are all sick. And it's got Bow Wow in there.
And it's got some bangers.
Oh my god, it's got Teriyaki Boys doing the soundtrack. Tokyo Drift was hard. It was so hard as a film, but we ain't even getting it. Wrong era, wrong decade. Mad Max is insane. I'm waiting for Mad Max 2. I know it's coming. I say it's about bare things. I know Mad Max 2 is coming, and I can't wait to watch it because I didn't get to watch Mad Max 1 in cinema, but I definitely will watch Mad Max 2 in cinema though.
Sicario as well for you.
Oh, Sicario. And I watched that in the cinema. Brilliant film. Sicario 2, not as good, but Sicario was really good though. Go and watch that. Has an amazing twist at the end as well. So everyone should go watch Sicario. Really good. If you're into like action, drama / like mystery thrillers, that's basically what Sicario is. So yeah, really, really cool. I will go into 2016.
And just for me in 2015, I had one more, which was Spotlight. This is an incredible film. Very different to all the other films we put on the list.
Spotlight. Just give me a little breakdown.
Spotlight is basically a film that is based on like a true story of the Boston Globe's investigations, their Spotlight team's investigations into widespread and systematic child sex abuse in the Boston area by Catholic priests, and which started the whole, like, opened up the door for all of that.
Oh, well, okay.
Back in 2003.
Okay.
So it's a film based on that. It is an incredible film, but I mean, the story itself, like, learning about it, and it's good to know. Like, not only is it a good film, there's good morals behind the film as well. So it's for me, like, a really good film of the decade. It was notable.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this. I didn't know about this film.
Yeah, it looks
really good.
Highly recommend it.
It looks so good. Yeah, I love stuff like this, man. This decade, like, I've watched so many documentaries. I haven't even put them on there because I wasn't sure where we was going down that route of putting documentaries on there and stuff like that, like the confession tapes from Ted Bundy, things like that. Like, I've watched so many documentaries this decade that have, like, been amazingly good, and Netflix have done most of them as well. So,
yeah, I say I've always watched a lot of them.
Yeah, we did.
Netflix ones,
well,
but
we did anyway. We used to watch Vice a lot. Watched a lot of things like that. I'm always interested in real life stuff.
But yeah, like you said, gonna move on to 2016. For me, hands down, 2016 film. Just personally for me, it was La La Land. That film was really incredible for me. Like, the soundtrack was really good. The film itself was shot beautifully. Story, it's good. Some bits like, but just that film in general, like, that film did a lot for me that year. So it's like a personal one that La La Land is a good film for me that year.
Yeah, I never, as I said, I'm not really into musicals like that, so I wasn't really that interested in La La Land, but I heard it was a good film though. Like, other people tell me it was a good film, and you tell me it's a good film. I trust your judgment, so yeah. And trying to think. 2016. Now I was a bit confused whether or not to put these like which one to put down because it's so different and Zootropolis.
They're both good films.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Zootropolis. I feel like doesn't get talked about that much as like a Disney film, but it was so good. Like the messaging behind it and how it's trying to like almost trying to tackle racism in a kids film, and I just really liked the way they did it, and I just thought it was a great use of like Disney's power to try and like educate kids, not even just kids, adults need a lot of education as well, and
yeah,
I just thought it was
so
great.
just on that, Zootropolis or Zootopia in the UK, it was called. So different names, but same film.
Oh, really? Sorry, my bad. Why did I think it was just called? Every poster was just called Zootropolis. So like I was just thinking, oh, okay, I'm pretty sure it was called Zootopia, but maybe the Mandela effect has just took place or something like.
It did.
I had no idea what was going on. Oh, okay, cool. All right. That is
different names in different zones.
That's weird. That's made me feel a lot better. I hate when films do that, but it's cool. Yeah, so it was that, and it was also Deadpool. Deadpool being like one of, well, it was not the first R-rated film, but I would say it's one of the first R-rated superhero films that was so massively successful. Like, they basically let Ryan Reynolds do whatever he wants over there now, like, because Deadpool's so successful. And yeah, I really enjoyed the Deadpool film. I hope he is going to be a part of the MCU, because I would just love to see, because Deadpool he's such an anomaly in Marvel. He can take himself outside the universe and exist outside of it and things like that. And he breaks the fourth wall and he does all these things that not a usual character of Marvel can do. He was basically made up to be that, like, a parody of, I think, Deathstroke, which is a serious character in DC. And they essentially made Deadpool into this Joker that can't die. So, like, yeah, it was, yeah. I really like Deadpool, and I really like Zootopia as well. So, both amazing films. And La La Land is a good film as well. So, I would say go and check that out. 2016 was a good year for films.
Yeah. It was all round. Yeah. All round, it was a good year.
We had Moonlight that year as well. Obviously, just going off the back of La La Land, Moonlight, that whole controversy happened. Moonlight was also a really good film too. I don't really know what else was in 2016, but yeah.
Yeah. 2017. Then we have both on both our lists. We have Get Out. Obviously, what was this? Jordan Peele's first directorial debut.
Do you remember when we
big screen?
Remember when we seen the trailer for it and we were like, "This is just insane!" Like, we were just like, "What is this even about?" Like, it's just terrifying. Like, we wasn't expecting this from Jordan Peele at all. And did it feature Childish Gambino or Redbone in it yet? Like, in the trailer?
I'm not sure, but I can't remember. But yeah, incredible film, incredible concept, incredible acting by a lot of people in this film as well.
Yeah,
like it was probably film of the year for me. You've also put down Blade Runner 2049. Now, I'd not finished this film yet. I've watched it like 3 times, and I never get round to finishing it.
Oh man. Yeah, well,
I keep doing stuff while I'm watching the film, and then it's so long and I get taken off somewhere.
I would say Blade Runner 2049, amazing film. Not as good as the original Blade Runner Final Cut, obviously. Best film. One of the best films ever created, my opinion. But it was an impressive sequel, and I never ever thought we was going to get 2049. I never thought we would ever get a Blade Runner sequel. This has been in the works for so many years, and then when it came out, it's just like, yes, it's like it was what I expected a Blade Runner sequel to be in this time. Like, obviously, it lost a little bit of the charm, and the way how they had to make graphics work back then. Obviously, it was a lot more better and more inventive. But yeah, Blade Runner 2049, go watch that if you want to go and watch Blade Runner first, final cut, if you want to watch like, the story before, and then go on to Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, and obviously Get Out as well was a part of mine too. Really, really great film. Had a lot of themes in there, a lot of tones that, weren't touched on in a horror film, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, moving on to 2018, we're actually running out of time, even though we're just having a good old chat. Mine is
just having
a good old chat. Mine is Black Klansman.
Yeah, if I could put two films on, which I could have done, but this was like highly considered for me. Like, this film is incredible.
Yeah,
it's probably not like Spike Lee's best film, it's an incredible film.
Not Spike Lee's best film. Like, I don't think that should have been the film for him to get his first Golden Globe film or whatever. Like, or an Oscar. Like, I think he should have definitely got that for some of his, his older work. But Black Klansman was a very impressive film, and I did like how it was all done, and I liked the storyline of it, and I like how it was a true story, and yeah, it was just, and it was funny in some parts as well. Like, I just liked the entire film. Yeah, it was very.
It was very very impactful.
Yeah,
I'd say like it didn't take itself too seriously. It still gave the message of being serious but having fun, but then also like it instilled that real life, current day, modern day stuff. Like at the beginning and the end, like this shit is happening now. Like, take notice.
Yeah,
and that was, for me, it was like really, really hitting, really incredible, like really impactful.
Yeah,
it made you realize. My film of 2018 then was Bohemian Rhapsody. Love Queen. This is one of the only films I watched that year where, not one of the only films, but I sat and watched this film in the cinema with my mom, and I honestly did not take my eyes off the screen for like the whole film. I just sat there in awe. Like, it is incredible to see like where they came from, Queen, and what they did, and I think the film really pays homage to that, and like, there is so incredible towards music. I don't care what music you like or who you are. You have to understand, how incredible Queen were to modern music in general.
Even if you didn't, like, come on now, man. Like, everyone knows Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, you're just playing yourself at this point. Like, why would you even just like try and deny what Queen's done and the music and how influential it is and stuff like that? Like, yeah, I haven't watched Bohemian Rhapsody, but I've heard amazing things. I haven't watched it yet. I love Rami Malek. He's just so sick. Mr. Robot's on its last season, by the way. Go watch that. Amazing series. That's in one of my top TV series of the decade, actually. And yeah. I
2019 then.
2019. Let's just get this out of the way because we don't have a lot of time. We've said a lot about the Joker. Amazing film, masterpiece. There's not more. I don't even know what else to say other than like, I've never had a film that like I was in there watching it and I was just like, yo, like, I just felt it. Like, I felt the performance. I felt what Joaquin Phoenix is doing. I was like, yes, like, this is an amazing film. Like, he's actually insane. Like, he's going insane. This is a person that has like heavy mental health issues. Like, this is what the Joker is. He's twisted. He is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just loved the twist. I loved how a lot of the things he was doing in the film, he was just talking to himself a lot of the time and you didn't know. Amazing film. Yeah.
It is incredible performance, incredible direction. Everything about it is really good. For me, it doesn't beat Her, but yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Do you also have?
Yeah, I have another one that I watched. Oh my god, this film. Go out there. I'm waiting for the director's cut to come out. If you haven't had a chance, go and watch Midsommar, and also go and watch Hereditary. Possibly some of the best horror films this decade. hands down. Also, honorable mention a little bit as well. I think Paranormal Activity was this decade. You know, that started off a lot of bullshit.
No honorable mention. Quickly then.
The Conjuring? No. Yo,
quickly.
What's that one film? What's the one? What's it called, man? With my man, Sinister. My man, he was in the little pictures and that, and he has the kids. We had so many shit films this year. Oh my god, horror could not have been in a worse place. I have 0 horror films on my list. That's how you know.
Mm-hmm. I nearly put it on there, but I didn't.
Yo, you was telling me it Chapter 2 was supposed to be like mad though.
Nah, It Chapter 1's better than It Chapter 2.
I heard Doctor Sleep is really good.
But I want to go watch The Shining again before I watch it. Like, I want to do back to back in a way.
So amazing. Yeah.
Quickly then, best series of the decade. There's no order for this, no year or anything. We're just going to roll through the series because it's really hard to grasp when these things came out. But for me, just quickly, there's Archer that's come out this year, both like that. BoJack Horseman, probably one of the favorite of us. For this decade.
Have you watched last season, latest season yet?
No. No, not yet.
You need to.
I need time.
You need to watch it before the last part of the final season comes out. It's crazy, Tom.
American Horror Story, which is probably the most influential TV series for me this decade.
Can get really scary. So I would say everyone watch American Horror Story. In some parts it does. It gets creepy. It does get creepy.
It gets creepy, but that inspired me to do so much. Like, that sounds really stupid, but like, it didn't inspire me to go out and kill people. It inspired me like creatively to do so much.
The last American Horror Story series, like the latest one, that wasn't scary. That's just like a slasher flick in my opinion. Like, it wasn't terrifying, but you go and watch like Hotel and like Murder House and stuff, and Asylum, they're so much more messed up and scary.
Asylum is the best. Always will be.
Yeah, Asylum is crazy.
So again, moving on quickly, we got Castle Rock, great series. Game of Thrones, apart from the ending, was still a fantastic series this decade. Key and Peele, like, I'm not forgetting the fact that there's other things that came out that weren't like big series. Like Key and Peele, the comedy in that was like iconic for this decade. Like,
whoa.
Both of them have been incredible this decade in a lot of stuff.
It's becoming like, well, I always see it on YouTube, like, there's like little skits and they've got millions of views, so I'm guessing Key and Peele was very important this decade, yeah.
That's me in bed every night.
I do I have watched that teacher skit about 600 times myself.
What, Jay Quillen?
Yeah, Jay Quillen. Hey, Ron. Oh gosh, yeah, it's hilarious.
It's iconic.
Carry on.
So Big Mouth, Netflix animated series, really good. Atlanta, obviously, The Boy.
Shouts out to Bino. Oh man.
And then obviously not finished yet, just came out, but Mandalorian is a notable mention. Not one of the best, but a notable mention because it's a Star Wars series that's came out this decade, which is incredible. Like, really. Your list then, quickly.
Yeah, I'll quickly just go down mine. Because basically these are all series that we probably all watched. Westworld, amazing. Waiting on season 3. They're just teasing that right now. Rick and Morty, South Park, Mr. Pickles, Loiter Squad, Giri Haji, Stranger Things, The Office US, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, still going. Amazing series. Insecure by Issa Rae. Those are all of my TV series. I know we're just running through those, but all of those series I've been watching. I love them. Very important. Loiter Squad, such an important skit show for back in the day. It was done by Tyler the Creator and everyone. If you want to see where Odd Future really started, go and watch Loiter Squad. It's crazy. It's not for the faint-hearted though, so don't get at me if you hear some shit in the show that you don't like. Yeah, that's it really. Obviously, Stranger Things did big things. The Office I only ever watched last year, and it's one of my favorite series of all time now. Always Sunny is getting up there. Mr. Pickles is an amazing animated show. It's really fucked up though. So another one of those shows. Don't get at me if you don't like what you see. Rick and Morty. I ain't even got to say nothing about Rick and Morty, have I? Like, we all know the impact of that show. And South Park, I've only just recently started watching it again because it is still smart and funny. So, yeah. So, yeah, let's just move on to the music section. That was our TV series. I know we didn't really have a time to really talk. We're now going to move on to songs of the decade, an album of the decade, even though we're all running out of time. I still don't have a definitive list for songs, so we're just going to discuss.
Bridging the gap between music and gaming. 808s and Joysticks.com.
I'm switching straight up. Album of the decade. A lot of these are going to be very similar for us.
Yeah.
Which is good. But yeah, album of the decade for 2010. I've got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. You've got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. No brainer, really, right?
No brainer. No.
Kanye's best album.
Yeah. Oh, it's what everyone. A lot of fans all agree on that. It's his best album, and it's 10 out of 10, perfect. Like, everyone loves My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. 2010, even as the song of that year, is probably going to be Devil in a New Dress. I love that song. It like turned something mad like the other day. Like, it was 10 years since that song. I was like, wow, like Rick Ross's verse, Mike Dean's guitar, Bink's beat that he did, the sample. Kanye and the way what he's talking about, like he's talking about him and Amber Rose's relationship, like where Kanye is now and where he was back 10 years ago. It was just sick. Like, I just love it. I just love the juxtaposition of the song. Like, he says so many things in it where, like, you would never expect Kanye. Like, he says, like, he talks about Satan in it a lot. Like, he says Satan like 5 times. Like, Kanye would never say that now. He's all about Jesus. He's all about God. Like, so I'm saying, like, yeah.
The most iconic thing from that album for me is Yeezy Taught Me.
Yeah, see, yeah. Like, Yeezy, with Chris Rock, dude. Yo,
that's not even the song, man. It's just like Yeezy Taught Me.
With Chris Rock doing the friggin' skit, man. Like, yo, are you shitting me? Like, we didn't even know what we had. Like,
Yeezy taught
Kanye,
me.
Come back, man.
Yeezy reupholstered my pussy. I think it's a great line. That's like 11 out of 10
like Kanye West can't, like, for him to say lyrics like that now and to be in the position where he is. Obviously, I'm very proud of Kanye to go and take himself off, and if he really wants to do that, then he can. Like,
he sat there and was like, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write down, Yeezy, me, I reupholstered your pussy. Like, I mean, vulgar, but also incredible, like, at the same time. Like, it's such a great line because it's funny, but, like, it sort of makes sense as well. Like, it's weird. It's very weird.
Yo, I just want to say that those views are not mine; they're Tom's.
I don't know. I think those views are everyone.
Those views are not mine. Those are not my views. Still, that was Kanye off the Henny. Yeah, it's damn near perfect album. Well, perfect album for me anyway. Yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted. I have the special edition with the interchangeable artworks, and I have the DVD. So go and suck on that, Kanye stans. You ain't got the album. Yeah, I had it in 2010. Who was really a Kanye fan? Not you lot.
Yeezy reupholstered your pussy.
Can you just stop saying that line, please? Like 2011. We're moving on because we really don't have a lot of time at all. We're probably even going to be able to do something.
No, we don't.
2011.
Two of the most iconic albums ever for me. Ever. God, Nostalgia Ultra Frank, his mixtape. God, I remember finding this, man, and this was my go-to. This was my daily, every day at school, man. Like this was just it. And I was like, no one knows who this guy is, but I'm just listening to him every day because this album is incredible. And then obviously Take Care by Drake. We both sat on the bus with the headphones in, looking out the window, doing your music video pose, you know.
Me and shouts out to one of my my longtime friends, Rahul. Me and Rahul, massive Drake fans. Like me and him have been there since the day one. So far gone. Like, and also shouts out to Peter who put me onto Drake in the first place. Like, Take Care. Like, I was just talking to him actually about a few hours ago about Take Care, and he was just talking to me about the progression and the growth of like Drake and like where he's gone and where he is right now, and like it's
nothing can beat that album. I don't think it was so, I don't know, there was just something just about it that he just made that album like amazing.
There was just too much to that album. Like it will probably go down and be regarded as Drake's only classic album if he goes the way how he's going at the moment, because there's other albums that I would say are a classic of mine because I'm a big Drake fan, but there's obviously not, I'm talking about a widely regarded classic album, and everyone always agrees on Take Care. So yeah, album from start to finish, like there's not one track on there that I would probably skip, except for Take Care, the actual song, because I don't like it. Because it's just too poppy, and I just heard it.
Nah, it still bangs.
Nah. I'm not hearing "It's my birthday, I get high if I want to." No, Drake, why are you putting that line in there? Like, I don't.
Hang on. I just want to give a shout out to our good friend here. You know, when a good thing goes bad. The classic song. Any situation can be used. It's incredible. We're talking about iconic albums here. We're going to move on to 2012. Frank's first album, not mixtape, Frank's first album, Channel Orange, came out. My man took the Grammys by storm. This was incredible.
As Frank said, yeah, I got my Grammys in gold. Oh,
Frank obviously came out as gay. This album as well.
We didn't even know each other then. I was gonna say, I remember when he did the Tumblr post first, and I went and read his Tumblr post, and like he told me all about how he had like an experience and like how it was such a at the time, because I was already listening to Odd Future and like the lyrics that were used, and then obviously Frank was a part of Odd Future, and we had Sid, and I was like, how is this gonna even work in Odd Future? And then now obviously I know when Tyler said that line on Wolf, which is coming in 2013, where he's saying, how you gonna call me homophobic when Frank's on 10 of my songs? Because the way how they work together, and the way how Frank Ocean was so instrumental, and Tyler the Creator was so instrumental in Frank Ocean's career, it just really didn't make sense on how all this happened to Tyler the Creator and how he got banned, and how it was really hard to listen to Tyler the Creator or say you're a Tyler the Creator fan, because so many people thought that he was a certain person and he had certain views, and it's such a stark contrast now. Like, I just wish people understood more. Like, I wish he didn't need to fully compromise his sound in himself and try and clean up himself in order to essentially, have to be accepted, because Eminem still uses the same type of lyrics, as we know, and there's nothing happens to him. So I just want to know, where's the balance? Where's the level? And I know that everyone's gonna be like, yeah, but Eminem is like the greatest rapper of all time. So does that give him reason to say a homophobic slur over Tyler the Creator, because he isn't the best lyricist of all time, even though Tyler is also now gay? like, and came out as gay. Like, I just, like, it's not my place to even argue these kind of topics, because it ain't. It's not my, like, thing to say. I just wanted to just try and, like, I just remember when all of this was coming out and Frank was coming out, and so many people were trying to call, like, me and my friends gay for listening to Frank Ocean, and, like, everyone listens to Frank Ocean now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just thinking about all the struggles that we had to do. Like, I really die for this music shit. Like me and you really die for this music stuff. Like artists and, like, our opinions, and, like, how many times did we get killed for our music takes? And now everyone has our music takes. Like, now they listen to the music that we listen to and shit. So,
yeah, Frank, for me, I kind of probably one of my artists of the generation, decade. I followed him from nostalgia. That was like that hit me. Channel Orange came out. That hit me. I was just engrossed. Incredible. Then 2013 came around.
Oh no! Wait! 2012 as well. Good Kid, Mad City. That was on my side of the list. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Channel Orange was.
Should not have forgot that. But yeah, Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah, great Kendrick album.
Amazing debut.
Yeah, 2013 came around because the internet came. Incredible. Probably one of the albums of the decade.
Yep.
These are all albums of the decade, but yeah, definitely actually for both of us.
Hands down, because the internet, it's a toss up between because the internet and Wolf. For album of the decade for me, those two albums were so important. They taught me so much, like, about, like, just how to deal with myself, like, as a teenager, like, growing up. Like, it's weird to say that, but that's what music can do for a person. And they were just really important albums, still very important albums to me. So, yeah. But I also had a few other things on there as well, because that year, Yeezus came out, and Watching Movies with the Sound Off came out. Two incredible projects. Matt Miller's first debut, like, proper studio album. He had Blue Slide Park before. He's out of the smoking frat rap, and he's gone all weird. He's been with Odd Future now for, like, a couple years, and his music's super, like, depressing / kind of, like, alluring. And he talks about death, and he talks about drugs, and he talks about all these things that, like, you haven't heard from Matt Miller before, and it was amazing. Like, and Yeezus, just look at the influence of Yeezus. That's all I'll say. But it's everywhere. Yeezus, you go back to listen to Yeezus and listen to music now. It's everywhere. The distortion, everything, like, it's everywhere. Like, Yeezus took that is the blueprint for a lot of this music right now. Like, Kanye once again is a genius, because he can't stop being a genius, even though he's being a dick sometimes. But yeah, that was 2013. Moving on to 2014, mine was Faces, another Matt Miller project. Amazing mixtape. Oh my god, like, if you're not in my if Matt Miller's not in your top 5, you're just a racist. That was the sickest line ever. Like, oh my god, like, rest in peace, Mac. And my Crazy Life by YG, basically the gangster version of My Good Kid, Mad City. It was sick. So yeah, I know you've got a different take.
Yeah, for me there was Pinata by Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, which was just incredible. Like, one of the albums of that year for us both as well. Like, the amount of times we listened to that in the summer we first heard the album come on, you just hear, like, the beat, and you're just like, yo.
Remember the first time we heard Robes, the song Robes.
Robes,
my god,
Robes.
The beat on that song is, Madlib's insane for that one. Madlib's actually insane. Also, shout out to Callum for putting us on to a bunch of MF Doom and, like, Madlib and shit back then. Like, shout out to Callum and Cam.
Yeah, there's times in music where sometimes you just listen to a song and you just know, like, that was one of them times. You just listen to Robes and you just like, this is an incredible song. Like, I've listened to a second, but I know it's going to be incredible.
Like, I'm nodding my head thinking about the beat. Like, the beat is just too smooth. It's just too much of a smooth beat. Yeah. Moving on anyway.
Right, 2015 then. Yeah. For me, Purpose by JB. it's an important album for him and, you know, a lot of people. Should give a notable mention to Journals, his project, his R&B project, which is possibly some of the best stuff he's ever done.
Yeah.
Which came out in 2013 or 13. Yeah, but I mean, Purpose, great album. Obviously, his last album, he hasn't released an album since 2015, which is incredible, but he hasn't. There's more to come, and I think we'll see him improve upon that, because that really sort of opened his horizons to a lot of other people as well.
We want Journals too, Justin Bieber. If you don't give us Journals too, I ain't listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for you, 2015, incredible as well.
Yeah, 2015 was just, wow. Like, if you're reading this, it's too late. Me and Tom, like, was going to college that day. I think every single kid at college was listening to that mixtape. I seen everyone on their phone with their earphones in, on the train, in the train station. I remember it was like a moment, like, everyone stopped because the new Drake mixtape came out.
It was a big meme.
It was a massive meme. Yeah.
Do you remember what you were riding through the six with?
With my woes, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. Yo, the beat. Oh, and he released a short film the day before. And me and Rahul.
It was pretty incredible.
Me and Rahul was talking about it. It was like, yo, mixtape's coming tomorrow, because like there's like a little radio snippet where it says like the new Drake mixtape, and I was like, he's coming tomorrow, and then like it had the snippet of Know Yourself, and we was like, this is the sickest Drake song of all time. Like, when's this coming? We thought it was coming out on Views. Little did we know Views wouldn't come for another 2 years. So, if you're reading this, it's too late. And 56 Nights, very important project for Future. That's what kickstarted, known as the Monster Run was kickstarted already with Monster. 56 Nights was the end. It created March Madness, one of the greatest songs of this decade. Love Future, love 56 Nights, amazing EP. 2016, we're moving very fast now.
No words needed.
There's no words needed for any of these albums, because I would have chose all of these. Blonde, Endless by Frank, A Seat at the Table by Solange, and on your side, you've got By the Boy.
Awaken My Love by Childish Gambino. I mean, this 2016 for music was incredible. Notable mentions that weren't included: Stoney by Post Malone, Chance 3, Chance the Rapper.
Oh, man.
This year was absolutely packed full of incredible music.
Chano.
It just was. Like, if you look at music and just look at a year, I think 2016 was like pivotal in this decade. Just the amount of stuff that come out of that is just insane. Like I said earlier, 2015, 2016, 2017, some of the best years.
Like, to be honest, music-wise,
for music,
it's been on a run since 2010. Like, it's been on a
but I mean,
I know what you mean.
If you look at the quality and quantity, like, quality was good in 2010, but not a lot of quantity. Now it's like there's a lot of quantity, but there's a lot of quality. Like, in that period of time, then there's like 10 albums maybe that could have been put forward for album of the year in 2016.
Yeah,
like it was just incredible.
It's nice. It's nice to see, like, when I look at our list, who like was so influential, and we've still kept them in our lives. Like, it's the same artists. it's still the
weird.
Same artists. Like, we've still been so concurrent with these people. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
And moving on to 2017, obviously, we then both have picked Flower Boy by Tyler, the Creator. Again, no words needed for that. This is when Tyler started to turn that corner and people took him seriously. Incredible album.
Oh, by the way, Cherry Bomb, amazing as well for 2015. Let's not forget Cherry Bomb.
Yes,
Cherry Bomb
I do need to. Yeah.
Wow.
One of my favorite albums of 2015.
Yeah, I have to mention Cherry Bomb. Yeah, for sure. Mine was Flower Boy and Drunk by Thundercat. Love Thundercat. It's probably one of my favorite artists now. I watch his NPR nearly daily because I just love it so much. And 2018, we have Astro World. We've got Blood Orange, Negro Swan, Daytona by Pusha T, Victory Lap, and I had to put Dial It Down. It was just an amazing year for music. I could not think. We got Swimming by Mac. I could not mention all these albums because they were so important.
Yeah, Swimming for me was probably up there near Astro World. Like, that was one of my favorite albums.
Astro World was insane. Friggin' insane.
Which again, like, that Swimming for me was incredible. Hence why, like, when the news come of Mac, like, rest in peace to him. But like, it was destroying for me because he was becoming so good at doing what he did and finding something so perfect, and it just went. But it's a nice legacy to live by.
It made me really sad when, like, I listened to Swim for the first time, and then after Mac died, I was like, the album just hits in such a different way now. It's just weird.
Yeah, no, it does. But it's a nice legacy to live on, like, to remember him by.
Of course.
And then 2019, we have Album of the Year, no questions about it, probably for both of us. Igor by Tyler, the Creator, incredible. I think everyone thinks that's Album of the Year. There's no questions about it. I mean,
if it don't win at the Grammys, then they're stupid, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, Billie Eilish's album was good, but I mean, Igor for me, way better. Just look at I've got a playlist of what I've been listening to this year. The top, like, 10 songs are all off Igor, so it's like, that's what I was listening to. My summer, that song reminds me of my summer.
I constantly listen to Thank You and shit like that. Like, I that is probably one of Tyler's best songs he's ever done. Like, the guitar, everything about it is just amazingly good. Like, the whole album, I don't skip a song on that album. It's amazing. Like,
yeah, and obviously, you've got a Bandana as well. For your albums.
Yeah, I really like Bandana. Like, Crime Pays is one of the best songs of 2019. Crime Pays is just amazing. Freddie Gibbs is just one of the best lyricists that we have right now, and it's crazy. Like, honorable mention as well for 2018, 777 by Key. I've listened to that album too many times.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Kenny Beats has had an amazing year, by the way, as well. Yeah.
Love Kenny. And 2019 as well, honourable mention for you as well on your side, Psychodrama by Dave.
Big up Dave, definitely.
Had to be mentioned.
Definitely big up Dave, man. Love Dave. Album was amazing. Yeah, that's about it, really. It ends there. And honourable mentions as well, ASAP Rocky, Live Love ASAP mixtape, very important. Joey Badass, Pro Era. It's been a great year for me. It's been a great decade for music, man. I love it. I'm about to finish listening to some music after this because I'm just pumped up.
We don't have a lot of time. I mean, we've run over, but I'm going to get down to the best songs of the decade because we've got a list here, and we're going to do it. 2010, we have Runaway by Kanye West and Your Love by Nicki Minaj. Devil in a New Dress could probably replace Runaway, and I mean, every song is interchangeable on that album.
We can put Monster Runaway there, we can put Gorgeous there, we can put All of the Lights there. Like, it don't matter. Like, that album is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Your Love was amazing debut by Nicki Minaj, and she is one of the most impactful female rap legends. So it is what it is.
I mean, that song's there because that song was so influential for her to release at that time. It just had to be mentioned. Moving on to 2011, we had Marvin's Room by Drake. I think that was like had to be there. Had to be there.
It's the voicemail in the beginning, Tom. We ain't heard that before. Like, Drake getting his ex on the voicemail. For the first time when I heard that, I was like, this guy is a fucking genius. Like, what the hell? He's got his ex doing the voicemail. Like, yo.
Yeah, and these songs are like what basically was the year for me. Like, this song just encapsulates the whole year. That's what I've sort of tried to go with. 2012, Thinking About You, Frank Ocean. That, for me, that was like my hands down song of the year. just incredible.
Incredible song. Mine though is, I'm yet to hear a better Frank Ocean song than Pyramids. It's one of my favorite Frank songs.
Yeah,
ever.
okay.
The beat switch, everything about that song, we can see people have actually robbed like the concept of him, like the way how he did the long form song with the mad beat switch in the middle. Think about how many beat switches there were after that song came out.
Okay, changing that song. I'm keeping it thinking about, cause it won him like so much stuff. Like he just took the world by storm that year, which is incredible for me. For me, listening to Nostalgia Ultra the year before.
But Super Rich Kids. Ill's first verse when he got out of some.
Yeah, but it's that album. But I think that song for me, like, it just shows that he just went and took on the world. Like, he just did it. 2013, 3005 by Gambino. Mainly again, just the impact it made for him. These songs are basically like impacting artists that we love and how they affected like the industry, which is it's just incredible. That song really for him put him on the map in a really big way, bigger than before, like mainstream wise.
2013 for me is Bimmer of Wolf. That is
I can't disagree.
One of my
that.
favorite Tyler songs. When I heard this, it's just a beautiful song. I can't explain any more than Frank and Tyler doing what they do best over a beautiful beat, and I loved it. So, yeah.
So 2014, both of our song of the year, this All of Me by John Legend.
Yo,
me and Tairell know why.
Can't even debate that though, because there's a massively funny backstory behind this song. So it's
that was our song of the year.
It's definitely song of the year for us.
That song just...
when we get 10 years down the road, and enough time has passed, and we're doing like, we're just talking stories on the show now, like, we will tell everyone what that means. Just remember, everyone, next decade.
When All of Me plays at my wedding, like, that's when we know.
Yo, I'm
like,
not even gonna say that. I was gonna say, I was gonna say, I'll get a certain someone to come and do the rendition.
It just reminds me of 2014 so much. That song, like, it has to be there.
Yo, oh man,
it has to be.
What a great time, man! What a great time. I would agree, man. I just have to agree.
2015. Then, I mean, this is mainly my list. But what do you mean by Justin Bieber? I not really put him on the map. He was already on the fucking map. Like,
yo, and I think what Iverson in 2015. That can't. No. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I mean, officially.
Officially. Okay.
Officially came out in 2015. But yeah, I mean, that song, it has to be there just for us. Like, my God, I remember the day that song came onto SoundCloud and I listened to that song and I was like, yo, you got to hear this.
Yo, this is the times when we used to scour hot new hip-hop. For actual hot new hip hop.
Yeah.
We actually used to, this was like, what the hell? Like,
this was some white dude from Texas with dreadlocks singing this song. And I was like, this is kind of hard.
Yeah, cornrows. But yeah, it was weird. It was very weird to see a guy like that. Like,
and I mean, we never expected Post to blow up to be Post now. Like,
we had zero idea.
I couldn't have predicted that.
Remember how many of songs used to get leaked all the time as well? Like, and we used to just listen to them. Like, yo, this is hard. Like, when's he going to release an album? And then he released August 26th, the mixtape, which a lot of people don't know about that mixtape as well, because I don't think you can really get it anymore. So that was.
He slowly turned into one of our favorite artists. Like,
yeah, yo, Love Post, Love Post alone, man.
Yeah, shout out to Post. 2016, Summer Friends by Chance. Obviously, like I said, a great year for music. Any of the albums we mentioned, any of the songs off them could be Song of the Year. Yeah. But I just had to give an honourable mention to Chance.
Summertime that year in 2016 was I couldn't even think, man. I was working at the time. It probably would have been like Nikes that year. Oh no, Nights.
Nights was
Yeah.
But like I said, any song of Blonde, fucking like incredible. Like a lot of the songs this year, just like remind me of like so much. Like it was an incredible year for everything. Like 2017 we had Bleach by Brockhampton.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to like every project, okay, but like that song was just like it was like I said earlier, that one of them songs you hear it and you're like okay, yeah.
You're like, what? Like, do you remember watching the film first and hearing it in there? Like the was it called Billy Star or something like that? The short film that they did. They put the snippet of that song in there first, but slowed down, and I was like, yo, this is insane. Like, I bet you they're never going to release this. That's why it's slowed down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, when I've heard it on Saturation 3, that's why Saturation 3 is my favorite saturation, because Bleach is just too sick. It's just so sick. Like, the chorus, the verses,
I do have to.
Amir's verse, you know.
I do have to, just, 2017 in general, Saturation Trilogy needs a big shout out.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad because obviously I don't have the same relationship with Brockhampton anymore than I used to, but I loved the Saturation era, like, of Brockhampton. Like, it was like my favorite.
That's ironically one of their lyrics as well.
Really?
Well, it's something along those lines, yeah.
Oh.
It's something that don't matter how it used to. You know what song I'm on about. 2017 as well, though. This was, for me, better, like, great song. 911 Tyler.
Oh, especially
obviously we got the Who Dat Boy video, and then at the end, like you said, with the Brockhampton stuff, we got that snippet at the end, and it was like, there's just me and you, like, okay, what was that? What was that second at the end? Like, I don't care about the other song. What was that second at the end?
Didn't Frank come in for like a second and we was like, yo, it's Frank at the end? And then like it just ended and we was like,
he might have done.
Like, and then he released the single and then it had Mr. Lonely at the end. Oh my God, such a great song. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. It just makes like that. That's like another song where like you listen to it, you're like, yep. Like Mr. Lonely, like at the time when I know like I listened to that song so many times and like willing to say that I was alone, but obviously like
were you Mr. Lonely?
Yeah, well, I was in uni at the time, innit, and like, you know, it was very stressful. Like you feel like you're alone a lot of the time at uni sometimes, especially when you're doing work and stuff, because it is just all you in it. Like, and that song was very important. I will say that, and also Flower Boy, the album was just, that was like the first summer where like I'm with like my girlfriend right now, and like it's just a really important album for like the both of us as well. So yeah, it's got a lot of memories behind it.
Yeah. 2018, This Is America by Gambino. We heard this the day it came out. We were all in the same room together.
Me, you, and Brandon. Oh man, and Saturday. Oh, yeah. He still hasn't released Saturday as well. Damn you, Bino.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the Guava Island soundtrack.
Yeah, where
Guava
is it?
Island is one of my films of the decade as well. I've watched that like 5 times.
Saturday, all I wanna do is make. Oh, yo, yeah. Gambino, you're a dickhead for that one. I can't believe he hasn't released that song yet. It's really upsetting.
Tyrell's EP is coming out 2020.
Yeah, I'm bringing the EP out. EP out of all my artists' unreleased songs. Just me and Tom are gonna recreate every song, and we're gonna release it as a mixtape instead. Starting with Saturday.
Yes. That's the big plan. And then 2019. For me, I mean, it could be anything off Ego, but I think is like it just, I can remember the summer so well because of that song. Like you know the story of this anyway. It's like you're on holiday, this song is like perfect. You meet a girl, you're like, yeah, you're like fucking dreamland with Tyler for like a week, And I'm like, oh yeah.
Um,
But yeah, this song is like, I was in the sun. I drink every day. You can relax, do what you want. Like, you meet people, like meet a girl. It's like, this song is like the perfect song. Like, there wouldn't have been a better song to have to listen to every morning and every day. Like, I listen to that album every day.
yeah, it's like, yeah, it has to be a song of equal as well, probably. Well, either Crime Pays by Freddie Gibbs, or it will be Gone Gone / Thank You from Eagle, because the thank you part at the end, like, it's just too sick. I don't like, it's that little like boom, 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 boom. Like, when he did that sound, yeah, when I heard it, I was like, yo, this is tough. Like, how did he even think of a sound like this to even do? Like, the beat is just too flawless. And then when I found out it was a sample of like a Japanese song, I was sold. Like, yeah, Gone Gone Thank You. And I really enjoyed Running Out of Time as well. Really love that song. Yeah. That's a really important song for me as well.
Boy is a gun.
Oh my god!
The list
a
goes
boy
on.
is a gun. No. Scrap that. A boy is a gun. Yeah, a boy is a gun.
Yeah, I think for personal reasons, but a boy is a gun. Yeah,
Yeah, a boy.
like-
Remember the snippet when like he fell off the ladder? Oh, nah. We're not even worthy. Not even worthy, man. But yo, that was it. Really, that's the decade. That's the decade done. It's the decade done. We're well over time. I don't know how we're gonna work this one out, but all I know is
it's a special.
It's a special. All I know is the full show will be out. We don't know what's going on Dash. But yeah, the decade has been wrapped up. It's been a crazy decade. I know my man here, Tom, for quite a few years now. One of my best friends. We get to do this stuff, man. I can't ask for nothing more. I'm healthy. I'm living. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask for in this life, innit? You know, things could be a lot more worse. So I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful that I'm here in it and we get to do this, and, you know, we don't have any pressures, and, you know, a lot of people are supporting us as well with this, and we just hope to make ourselves proud and make everyone proud as well. So yeah,
Make the country proud.
I'm not making the country proud. First of all, I want to take my platform and say fuck Boris Johnson, and yeah.
No, we're not making political views.
I want to tell you, we ain't finna do that right now, yeah, because we don't want me and Tom to have an argument on there. So let's what's it called it. But positively though, either way, it's been a great year, man. It's been great doing this doing the show with you. I couldn't ask for a better co-host, in my opinion. So
I mean, I could, but we'll just keep.
Yo! I take that back.
Nah, yeah, rounding up the decade. Like, I mean, started this decade. Personally, for me, like, I started in a really dark place. To where I am now, I could not see myself being where I am in 10 years, doing this, meeting the people I've met, having the life I've got now. Like, I'm so grateful. I mean, worked hard to get here, but I'd done it. Like, I'm here. We're doing it. To have this creative platform where we're doing this now, like, there's loads of things we tried, but I never thought that we'd be doing this 2 years in, being on, you know, on Dash, on the radio. It's incredible. And it's only going to get better. Like, to everyone that supported us for doing this, to everyone that supported Aloha Radio back in the day, like, shout outs to you. That was some
Aloha Radio,
some different time, man.
Yo, all I'm saying is Aloha Radio episode 1 is out there, by the way. If you want to try and find that, go find it.
It's still there.
Find it. That was our real pilot. If you want to find it, that was our first. We basically was trying to be Selection. Also, shout out to Selection this decade as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
so important for us. So important. Selection was. I can't
shout
even.
out Selection.
Sango. Oh my god, Joe K.
Sango.
You've done wonders for us. Like, I don't even understand. Without Selection, we wouldn't be here right now doing this.
No.
There's no way.
And you know, I have to give the shout out to Frank, to Gambino,
Yeah.
to Mac Miller, to Justin Bieber for me, to Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, Kanye,
Too many people.
All the films that come out, things like American Horror Story, Castle Rock, Westworld, stuff like that. It just pushes our creative stuff.
Yeah, man.
And then like all the games that come out as well, like, shouts out to Kojima this year, like this year, not this year, this decade, man.
Yeah.
Like this, I mean, his life, but it's so many good things that came out of this decade.
Oh, shouts out to SoundCloud, Carti, Peep, XXXTentacion, rest in peace to both of them. There's so much music. Juice WRLD, Ski Mask, Bones, Team Sesh, Waterboys, Hollow Squad, Xavier Wolf,
Squad.
Young Lean,
not Suicide Squad. My bad.
Not Suicide Squad. Young Lean, Sad Boys, so influential, Arizona Ice-T, Boa, everything. With so many things.
Shout outs Arizona Ice-T.
Arizona Ice-T, and shouts out.
Hit me up with the sponsorship.
Shouts out to Boa, because without Boa, I would have never met one of my best friends, which is Tom. So shouts out to Boa, whether they like it or not. Footballer as well, because they never helped us once. And also shouts out to everyone who said we weren't going to be able to do a podcast, because we're doing it.
That got a bit aggressive.
Nah, because it's a real shot to a certain person, and he knows who he is. So yeah, I hope he's listening.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's been a great decade. We're gonna round it off. Obviously, we've done this special. We are gonna have a Christmas playlist going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eye out for the new year, because we're gonna have a top songs of 2019 playlist. We're gonna have a top songs of the decade playlist. We've got the work going in here. We're gonna do it, and we're doing it big for the end of the decade.
Yeah.
We're kicking the next decade off with style.
So have you got
our first episode back early January.
Have you got any tunes that you're thinking, oh man, I want to listen to all of them? We're gonna have a decade playlist, so we're gonna have all your slamming songs from every year. So just look out for that. 808s. It's been amazing. Yeah, it's been amazing. Tom, you got any nice things to say about me, your co-host?
Yeah, I mean, just sort of give the same back. Like I said, like it's been incredible. Like the people that I've met during this decade. Me and Tairell obviously met, at college. Well, I think we sort of knew, like, the day that we met. Sounds very, like, I don't know. I can't think of the word, but like it just sounded like it was written. Well, but it's not. Like we had that connection on the day that we met. Like we had the same creative energy, the same sort of views on certain things, the same interests. And we collaborated really well together. Like even on the day we had to do a test day thing, we collaborated well together. And we sort of knew like that when we got into college and we started working on stuff, we knew that something was going to come. Like something between us was going to happen project wise at some point in our lives. We used to meet up in McDonald's before college every day and sit and work on ideas. Like this isn't something that's just happened overnight. Like this is something we've been working on for years and
years, man.
It's something that we both obviously wanted to do, and we're doing it. And like you said, like I wouldn't pick anyone else to do it with. Like it is the best co-host I could have. Like we work well as a team together. We aren't the same. We're different, but we're similar at the same time. Like we can bounce off each other. We know what we're doing well. We're growing into this role. Yeah. We know exactly what we need to give, and we're going to try our hardest to give all we can. Yeah. Like I said, this year, you've done a lot of the hard work art-wise. It's an effort that we have to share together, and
of course.
Sometimes, like it is a hobby for us, but sometimes it is hard to keep our hobby up like this, and we have to push each other, and
Yeah.
we do that, and we're both honest with each other.
Yeah, of course.
If something's bad, we'll say it as it's bad. Like it's that honesty that keeps you going, and that honesty that keeps you wanting to improve, and realizing that you've got something good on your hands, and we need to work hard to push that forward and do something good next year, and that's what we're gonna try and do.
Yeah. We're working really hard to try and make sure things are in place, because we've been working very hard, man. Like, and it's been a long time of planning. So yeah, from sitting in McDonald's, like, we used to just do little notes here and there. Like, we have so many ideas that have not even come to fruition yet, and I want all of them to come to fruition at one point, because I feel like we deserve to make all of our ideas like come to life. We've made this show work, so it's not like we can't do it. It's just about timing, putting your mind to it, and efforts and resources, and we're getting to that level where we're becoming adults now, and we're thinking about how to use our connections, and everyone's finishing uni, and other people are doing other jobs, and we know DJs, and we know people in the industry, we know people in the music industry now, like, and it's time for us to start going out and like getting all these connections together, and start like putting all these puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle together, and you got a whole picture there. It's been a great year.
Yeah, the year in general has been great as well. I mean,
we lost a lot.
For me,
we lost a lot of legends, but it's been a great year though.
Yeah, we did. I mean, the decade, we lost a lot of people in the decade.
You can't even tell about the decade how many people.
Yeah, personally, for me, this year, like we explained earlier, we had a really sort of strong start to the year, and I feel like we fell off a little bit at the end with the show, and that's our apologies. Like I said, October wise, me and Tairell both moved to different places, started new jobs and stuff, and a lot of stuff was changing in that time, and it was really hard to try and upkeep as much as we did. Like we did really well to do what we did, to keep it going on such a schedule that we did. Like I'm proud of us for doing that,
for sure.
But we could do better, and that's what we now we're settled. We've got everything. That's what we're aiming to do. And we don't really want to be in that position again where we have to do that.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, that's when the next year comes, and we've got this little bit of time off now to discuss and get our minds straight, and go back to our like hometowns and stuff like that. Have a bit of breathing space, and yeah. So hopefully you're gonna see something really exciting from us for the next year and the next decade. So yeah, 808s, here's to the next decade.
.808s and Joysticks with Tom Stone and Tairell Haywood Brown.